The story begins with 30-year-old web designer Sota Tawara returning to his family home in Kagawa Prefecture, known as the Udon Prefecture, from his busy life in Tokyo. The purpose of his return is a somber one: to handle his recently deceased father's affairs and prepare the family's now closed udon restaurant for sale. The once lively restaurant is now quiet and filled with memories, evoking a sense of nostalgia and loneliness in Sota. While exploring the old restaurant, Sota makes a startling discovery. Curled up asleep inside a large udon pot is a small, blonde-haired boy. Initially shocked, Sota's compassion overrides his confusion, and he decides to care for the mysterious child rather than immediately involving the authorities. As he looks for clothes for the boy, Sota stumbles upon his father's old udon recipe journal and a collection of letters from appreciative customers. This discovery triggers a flood of memories, highlighting the strange relationship he had with his father, who had wished for him to take over the family business. Flashbacks reveal Sota's decision to leave for Tokyo, creating a rift between them. Sota decides to take the boy, who is still without a name, out with him. Their journey leads them to a local temple, where a monk issues a cryptic warning about a shape-shifting Tanuki, a Japanese raccoon dog known to take the form of a human child. Later, Sota and the boy encounter a young couple who are disappointed to find the famous Tawara Udon restaurant closed. The couple's persistence in questioning Sota about the restaurant causes him distress. Sensing Sota's discomfort, the boy becomes protective and startles the couple. In his agitation, the boy's true nature is revealed as his fluffy Tanuki ears and tail suddenly appear. Stunned by this revelation, Sota quickly grabs the boy and flees the scene. Sota begins to come to terms with the extraordinary fact that he has taken in a magical creature. This marks the beginning of his unexpected journey as the guardian of the young Tanuki, who would later be named Poco. Sota is initially terrified after discovering the boy is a shape-shifting Tanuki and flees back to his house. The next day, however, he finds the Tanuki being chased by an elderly woman angry about her damaged fields. Realizing the creature was simply hungry, Sota offers it a place to eat any time, prompting the Tanuki to happily transform back into its human boy form. Back at the house, Sota gives the boy a bath and has him promise to keep his tail and ears hidden when they are in public. The two then share a snack of shoyumame, soy sauce braised fava beans, a moment that triggers a nostalgic memory for Sota of his own childhood. Deciding the child needs proper clothes, Sota takes him on the Kotoden train line to go shopping in town. While at the shopping mall, Sota has an unexpected run-in with his high school crush, Mai Manabe, who is now married and has 2 young children of her own. Startled by the encounter, Sota hastily introduces the boy with the first name that comes to mind, Poco. He tells Mai that he is looking after a friend's child. Mai invites Sota and Poco to join her and her children for a snack at a nearby cafe. During this time, Poco befriends Mai's spirited daughter, Nozomi, who gives him a hair tie as a sign of their new friendship. As they talk, Mai reassures a somewhat melancholic Sota that he still has plenty of time to find a partner. Sota and Poco head back home, having both made a new friend that day. Shinobu, a doctor and the son of the hospital director, arrives at Sota's home at 3 a.m. for a spontaneous fishing trip. This marks the first time Shinobu meets Poco, and he displays an initial dislike for the child, possibly seeing him as a rival for Sota's attention. Initially, Shinobu intended for them to go boating, but due to Poco's presence, they opt for fishing on a pier near a red lighthouse instead. As they fish, Sota and Shinobu fall into a conversation about their lives. Sota expresses his internal conflict about whether to sell his family's udon restaurant or to take it over himself. This brings back memories for Sota of when he first told his father he was moving to Tokyo rather than inheriting the family business. Shinobu, on the other hand, reveals the pressure he feels from his mother to get married and start a family, a path he is hesitant to take, as he wants to focus on his career. The conversation escalates into an argument between the two friends. However, the tension is broken when, with Poco's help, they manage to catch an octopus, leading to a shared moment of excitement and reconciliation. After the fishing trip, everyone returns to Sota's house to rest. Their quiet is interrupted by the sudden arrival of a mysterious woman who appears to know both Sota and Shinobu. We see the arrival of Sota's older sister, Rinko, at their family home. She is surprised to find Sota with a young boy, Poco. Sota fabricates a story that Poco is a friend's child he is temporarily looking after, which Rinko, despite some initial skepticism, accepts. Rinko suggests they all go on an outing to Yashima, a place known for its Tanuki shrine. This prompts Sota to wonder if there's a connection between the shrine and Poco's true nature, though Poco himself offers no clues. The trip becomes a nostalgic journey for the siblings as they reminisce about their childhood and their late father. During their outing, Rinko expresses her regrets about not having given their father a grandchild before he passed away. Sota, in turn, contemplates whether his father ever truly accepted his career choice as a web designer. The episode also subtly hints at the passing of their mother when they were children, suggesting it may have contributed to the emotional distance between Sota and his father. A pivotal moment occurs when the trio attempts to cross a rickety old bridge. Poco becomes frightened and gets his foot stuck between the planks. Rinko, who had earlier lamented her awkwardness with children, instinctively comforts and frees Poco, revealing a more maternal side to her personality. This act of kindness helps Poco to warm up to her, and he tells her that he loves her. Sota, Rinko, and Poco return from their trip, having deepened their bond. While no definitive answers about Poco's origins are revealed at the Tanuki shrine, the shared experience brings the siblings closer and allows for introspection on their family and personal lives. We now see Sota and Poco visiting the Nakajima residence. They are there to work on a video for an upcoming class reunion, enlisting Shinobu's help. However, they soon find themselves in the middle of a tense argument between Shinobu and his father. The core of the conflict is revealed. Shinobu's father, a doctor, wants his son to take over his practice. Shinobu, however, is hesitant to follow in his father's footsteps, creating a significant rift between them. The story flashes back to Shinobu's college days, revealing his early resistance to attending medical school, a path his father had laid out for him. This parental pressure on Shinobu mirrors Sota's own past struggles with his father over the family Udon restaurant, offering a parallel narrative on the theme of filial duty and personal ambition. While Sota ultimately defied his father's wishes to pursue his own career in Tokyo, Shinobu chose to acquiesce to his parents' expectations, a decision that has evidently left him with unresolved feelings. By the end of their visit, while the fundamental disagreement between Shinobu and his father remains, there is a small step towards mutual understanding. This emphasizes a realistic approach, suggesting that such deep-seated issues are not easily resolved in a single confrontation. Sota receives an unexpected phone call from a work colleague in Tokyo regarding an emergency that requires his attention. This call serves as a cliffhanger, hinting at a potential pullback to the life he left behind and creating uncertainty about his future in Kagawa with Poco. An urgent call from his colleague Hiroshi compels Sota to hastily return to Tokyo, bringing the young Poco with him. This unexpected trip sets in motion a series of events that force Sota to confront his future career path and his newfound responsibilities. Upon arriving at his workplace, Sota is met with an unhappy boss, Hamada, who presents him with a stark choice: either return to his job or resign. Hamada understands the challenges of raising a child, which adds to the pressure on Sota. This ultimatum comes as Sota and his coworker, Hiroshi, were in the midst of a significant project. The weight of the situation affects Hiroshi, who, upset by the potential disruption to their project, takes out his frustration on Poco. The seemingly traumatized Poco then refuses to eat or drink and falls ill that night. Faced with Poco's mysterious illness and unable to take him to a regular hospital due to his Tanuki nature, a panicked Sota attempts to care for him at home. After learning about Poco's sickness from Hamada, a remorseful Hiroshi rushes to Sota's apartment to apologize, nearly discovering Poco's secret in the process. Sota's quick thinking manages to protect Poco's identity. By the next morning, Poco has recovered. This experience solidifies Sota's priorities, and he returns to his office to submit his letter of resignation. Before his final departure, he makes arrangements with Hamada to help Hiroshi complete their current project. In a gesture of support, Hamada informs Sota about a web design company located in his countryside hometown, suggesting a potential new career path for him. We see flashbacks that reveal when Sota first met Hamada during a hospital stay in his youth, a meeting that had sparked his interest in web design and offered him hope for the future. Before we continue, just a quick reminder to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy seeing content like this. Now, back to the video. We now see Sota and Poco embracing a more relaxed country life after Sota's decision to quit his Tokyo job. His sister Rinko connects with him, expressing her worries about his sudden career change. Meanwhile, Sota's friend, Mai Manabe, finds herself in a bind. She needs to take her youngest child, Eitaro, for a medical checkup, but also doesn't want her daughter, Nozomi, to miss a special Gao-Gao-chan event happening at Ritsurin Garden. Sota offers to take both Poco and Nozomi to the show, easing Mai's worries. The trio heads to the picturesque Ritsurin Garden for the Gao-Gao-chan performance. While at the event, Sota navigates the challenges of looking after two young children, experiencing a taste of the pains and joys of parenting. The outing provides a lighthearted and fluffy atmosphere to the story, focusing on the cute interactions between Poco and Nozomi as they enjoy the show. Amidst the cheerful backdrop of the children's event, Sota has moments of introspection. He is questioned by his friends about his seemingly impulsive decision to move back to Kagawa. However, Sota remains resolute, revealing his intention to find freelance work and reassuring them that he has a plan. This subtly underscores Sota's ongoing journey of self-discovery and his commitment to building a new life for himself and Poco in his hometown, even as the future of his family's udon restaurant remains uncertain. Next, we see Sota, Poco, and Hiroshi traveling to Shotoshima. Sota's primary motivation is to visit Team Planet, a creative company he is considering for freelance work. This visit represents a crucial step for Sota as he continues to navigate his professional life while caring for Poco. Upon their arrival at Team Planet's office, they discover the boss is temporarily unavailable. This leads them to a picturesque local tourist spot known as Angel Road, a sandbar that appears during low tide. While taking in the scenic views, Sota drifts off to sleep, a moment of peacefulness that precedes a period of intense anxiety. While Sota is asleep, the ever-curious Poco wanders off and inadvertently gets himself stuck on a small fishing boat. When Sota awakens to find Poco gone, a frantic and heartfelt search ensues. The cheerful atmosphere of their outing quickly dissipates, replaced by Sota's palpable fear and worry for the young boy he has grown so attached to. Sota's search for Poco is fraught with emotion. He is joined by Hiroshi and an employee from Team Planet in his desperate attempt to find the missing child. During his search, Sota even mistakes a wild Tanuki for Poco, a moment that underscores his deep concern and the unique nature of his relationship with the shape-shifting creature. The emotional climax arrives with Poco's safe return. The fisherman who owns the boat brings Poco back to shore, much to Soda's immense relief. In a surprising twist, this very fisherman turns out to be the boss of Team Planet, the man Sota had come to the island to meet. This marks a significant emotional turning point for Sota, as he is confronted with the profound fear of losing Poco and the depth of his affection for him. The experience solidifies their bond and forces Sota to contemplate the future of their unconventional family. Sota and Poco return home to find Sota's friend, Hiroshi, unexpectedly there. Hiroshi is emotionally distressed after being rejected by multiple women and, in his moment of despair, implores Sota to make him some of his family's famous homemade udon. This marks a significant moment in the series, as it is the first time Sota attempts to make udon, the very food that is central to his family's legacy. As Sota, Hiroshi, and Poco begin preparing the udon, a serious problem arises. Poco starts to have difficulty maintaining his human form, with his Tanuki tail and ears beginning to show. This sudden and uncontrollable transformation creates a palpable sense of panic for Sota, who must now figure out how to hide Poco's secret from Hiroshi. In a moment of quick thinking, Sota sends Poco on an errand to fetch green onions, hoping the task will give Poco a chance to regain control of his human form away from Hiroshi's watchful eyes. However, Poco's transformation continues to worsen, prompting Sota to tell him to fully revert to his Tanuki form and hide until the coast is clear. With Poco suddenly missing and Sota acting suspiciously, Hiroshi starts to become curious. This leads to a pivotal moment where Sota contemplates whether Hiroshi would still accept Poco if he knew the truth about his animal nature. This internal struggle for Sota is heightened by a flashback to a time when Sota defended Hiroshi from negative comments at work, highlighting the depth of their friendship. Ultimately, Hiroshi decides not to press the matter, demonstrating his trust in Sota. While hidden away, Poco's strong affection for Sota seemingly helps him to regain his human form. He returns, and the immediate crisis is averted, allowing the three of them to finally enjoy the udon together. This leaves Sota with a lingering sense of foreboding that Poco's transformations are becoming more unpredictable, posing a greater risk to their life together. This experience forces Sota to confront the reality that he cannot indefinitely pretend Poco is just a friend's child, and that he knows very little about Poco's true nature. We now see a relaxed atmosphere at the Tawara household. Sota, Poco, and Nakajima are cleaning in preparation for the anniversary of Sota and Rinko's mother's death. The calm is disrupted when Rinko unexpectedly and insistently offers to cook lunch for everyone. This surprises the others, as Rinko is known for her lack of culinary skills. Her attempt at cooking results in a disastrous meal that even the usually easy-to-please Poco finds unpalatable. Sota's blunt comment that she shouldn't bother cooking if she's not good at it deeply upsets Rinko, causing her to run out of the house in tears. Concerned, Nakajima follows her to offer comfort. Nakajima finds a distressed Rinko. It is during their conversation that she reveals the true reason for her sudden interest in cooking and her heightened emotional state. She is pregnant. This revelation brings to light her deep-seated anxieties about becoming a mother, especially feeling unprepared and inadequate compared to her own late mother. Later, as Sota and Rinko visit their mother's grave, Rinko's feelings of inadequacy and fear about her pregnancy resurface. In a touching and fantastical moment, Poco uses his Tanuki magic to show the siblings a vision of their past with their mother. This shared memory helps to soothe Rinko's anxieties and gives her a renewed sense of confidence as she prepares for motherhood. This gives a sense of emotional resolution, as the siblings find comfort in their shared memories and the promise of a new family member. We now see Sota reflecting on his life in Kagawa and his growing bond with Poco. he begins to earnestly consider the possibility of formally adopting the young Tanuki boy. This decision is bolstered by his success in securing freelance work, allowing him to build a life for himself and Poco in his hometown. Sota's latest freelance assignment is to help livestream the annual town festival. An ecstatic Poco joins him for the event, reveling in the lively atmosphere and festive treats. His infectious excitement brings joy to Sota and those around them. As the festival reaches its climax with a spectacular fireworks display, an awestruck Poco becomes momentarily distracted. In his wonder, he lets his guard down, and his Tanuki tail unfurls in the middle of the crowded festival grounds. The joyful mood shatters as onlookers witness Poco's transformation. The episode ends on a tense cliffhanger, with Poco's true identity as a Tanuki exposed to the public, leaving Sota and Poco's future together hanging in the balance. Panic erupts at the festival after Poco's transformation is seen, remembering Sota's instructions to run if his identity was ever discovered. Poco flees into the crowd. Desperate not to lose him, Sota chases after the frightened Tanuki through the festival grounds and into the woods. Sota eventually catches up to Poco in a secluded area. To calm Sota and explain his purpose, Poco uses his full magical abilities to transport them both into a series of visions from the past. The visions reveal that Poco has been watching over the Tawara family for many years, long before Sota found him in the Udon shop. It is revealed that a young Tanuki, Poco, was the cause of the traffic accident that gave Sota his leg injury years ago. Poco had been living with guilt and wanted to repay Sota's kindness. Poco's magic allows Sota to see moments he missed or misunderstood. He sees his father's true feelings of pride and love for him, even regarding his decision to move to Tokyo and become a web designer. This provides Sota with the emotional closure he desperately needed regarding his relationship with his late father. Having fulfilled his purpose of helping Sota heal and reconnect with his roots, Poco reveals that he has used up too much power to maintain his human form. Amidst a tearful and heartbreaking goodbye, Poco tells Sota he loves him before transforming back into a regular Tanuki and disappearing into the night, leaving Sota alone. Time passes, and the narrative shows Sota adjusting to life without Poco. Despite the sadness, he has found a new sense of peace and purpose. He formally decides to stay in Kagawa permanently, continuing his work as a web designer while living in his family home. The series ends on a positive note. Sota is shown happily settled into his life in his hometown, surrounded by his friends and family. In a final scene, he spots a regular Tanuki in the distance and smiles warmly, knowing that while Poco is gone, the bond they shared and the lessons he learned will remain with him forever. And that brings us to the end of Sota and Poco's journey. What started as a simple story about returning home became a beautiful, heartfelt exploration of family, forgiveness, and finding joy in the little things, like a warm bowl of kake udon. Poco's Udon world is a gentle reminder that sometimes the family we choose is just as important as the one we're born into. If this story touched your heart, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more anime deep dives. What was your favorite moment between Sota and Poco? Let me know yours down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.